Shrimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namane. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine. Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Dasatarine. Vanchakalpa Tarudischa Kripa Sindhurya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasari Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Could you do me a favor? Could you move that side? Otherwise my back's to you, and if I turn I'll get a sore neck. I mean, it's good exercise, but I can't turn all the time. So this way I can see you can be more part of it. You all kind of move over.
Come here. Maybe
Yeah, you can bring your
help
seats.
to bust over the chairs.
You can bring your seats anywhere you want. You can sit closer.
No, why don't you sit down? Sit down. Sit down over here.
Mataji, you need to reset the camera. You need to reset the camera.
You can sit as close as you like, or as far as you like. So we are, as you know, we're gathered here today. It is Dustin's first birthday today. In the Vedas it says you get a mother and a father, and that's your first birth. Right? And then when you accept the Guru, that's your second birth. So this is your second birth. First birth in California, second birth in Las Vegas. My first, second, and third births were all in Los Angeles. So, we're fortunate to be doing this on the side of the temple. I think it's auspicious, don't you? Son of Radha Govinda. And this will be the first yajna done on this property. So, done for one of our leaders here. So I think it's appropriate, and everything is still here by Krishna's arrangement. So I have one disclaimer. All the initiations I do, the priest is not me. We have another priest. I haven't done this for about 40 years. So I'm a little rusty. Anyway, in my day when we did these yajnas, they were very simple. So this will be simple. It won't have 100 million mantras, and plus it's going to get dark soon. So we'll keep it simple. And yes, we shall begin. I think the first thing we should do is put your neck beads on. So, Jai Gopal, are you here? Can you put his neck beads on? And I'll chant some mantras. Yatha kanchanatam jati kansarasa vidanataha tatha diksha vidhanena dvijatam jayate ninam. As bell metal is turned to gold when mixed with mercury in an alchemical process, so one who is properly trained and initiated, Diksha, by a bona fide spiritual master, immediately becomes a Brahmana. So today he's going to become like gold. This is the process of Diksha. We'll talk more about it in a moment. We're going to begin by purifying ourselves by doing Achman. Have you ever done Achman before? So, When you do Achman, you take water. So take in your left hand, and you're going to put 3 drops in your right hand. 1, 2, 3. Then you're going to say Om Keshavaya Namaha. Shavaya Namaha. And then you're going to sip it. And you're going to take another drop and throw it over on the Radha's face. And then we're going to do, you can throw it over there. And do 3 more drops. And we're going to say, we're chanting the mantra and the water's getting the mantra, and then we're purifying ourselves with the mantra in the water. Om Narayanaya Namaha. Om Narayanaya Namaha. And then you wash your hand again. And then 3 more drops. And say Om Govindaya Namaha. Om Govindaya Namaha. Then wash your hand again. And you can wash your other hand. Okay. And then we chant the following mantra. Okay. Then we take our Achman. Om Apavitra Pavitra Va Sarva Vastan Kuto Piva Yat Smarane Punarikaksham Sarva Bhayantara Suchihi Sri Vishnu, Sri Vishnu, Sri Vishnu. So, this mantra, Om Apavitra Pavitra Va. If you're purified or impure, Sarva Vashtan Kutopi Va. If you've gone transgressed through any situation in life, Yat Smarane Pundarikaksham. If you remember the lotus-eyed Krishna, then you'll be purified. Sarva Bhayantara Suchihi. You'll be purified externally and internally just by remembering Krishna. So, we've done the purification now to begin the ceremony. Okay. If anyone knows the Brahma Samhita, they can recite it, but I don't. If you want to sit and recite Brahma Samhita, you can. Normally we recite it at this time, but maybe recite a few verses together just to say we recited it, if you know it. Chintamani prakarishadma sukha pravriksha laksha videshu suravira vipaliyantam lakshmi sahasra shatasambham sevamana govindamari purusham amaham vachami venam kandantam aravinda galaya taksham Barhavatam samasitam burusundarangam Kandarapakoti kamaniya vishesha shovam Govindamari purusham tamaham bhajami Alora chandra kala sadvanamala vamshi Ratnanganang panayake nikala vilasham Jaisham vikansa Govindamari Purusham Tamaham Divanga Sundaram. Govindamari Purusham Tamaham. Everybody together. Govindamari Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Again. Govindamari Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So, what we'll do next is we'll speak about initiation, and then he will take his vows and get his name, and then we'll perform the fire yajna. So, this is initiation into the chanting of the holy name. Today, Dustin will be taking a vow to chant 16 rounds of the Hare Krsna Maha Mantra every day for the rest of his life, and follow 4 regular principles. And so this ceremony, with all of you present, will be witness to the vow he's taking to his spiritual master, to Srila Prabhupada. And you all are going to hold him accountable, right?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes.
You looked at me.
This is being recorded also. This is a important thing to understand is that Srila Prabhupada wanted us to perfect our human life, and taking initiation is part of the recommended process given by Rupa Goswami and Nectar Devotion. Take shelter of a guru, take instruction from the guru, follow the guru's footsteps as he teaches how to follow the footsteps of the previous acharya. That barley? This should be quick barley. Anyway, mix it barley flakes. Oh, well. Anyway, mix it with that. And to take initiation from a bona fide spiritual master. So, Srila Prabhupada came to take us all back to Godhead. And this is part of the process of doing that. So now, Dustin is confirming externally what he's already doing internally. He's formalizing. So it's just like when you're engaged, you created the relationship and then officially you get married. So it formalizes, consecrates. So what he's already been doing, he's consecrating. He's come a long way from the days as a brahmachari living in the LA temple. He came and joined the LA temple a year after I left the LA temple. I left in the end of 96, or the beginning of 97. He came in 98. But then, as many of you know, I came here in 1975. We established a little center, and now Dustin is continuing. So it's very auspicious. So when you take a vow, you're not only taking it today, but you're taking it every day of your life. Some people think they take a vow once. One man was interviewed on a radio show, and they asked him, how many times have you been married? He said, 25. The moderator was quite shocked. He said, yes, I've married the same woman once a year for 25 years. So when we take a vow, then when you take this vow today, you take it every day, not just today. Every day you take it. It's very important to consider. Every day you're vowing to chant 16 rounds, follow four regular principles for the rest of your life. That's a big thing, right? So we should all be praying for him, offering our blessings, well wishes to him that he can do this. It's a very important day for him. Prior to the time of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, there was not first and second initiation. Diksha meant, as we know Diksha now, is Brahminical initiation. They're given your Brahminical mantras. But at the time of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta, he was introducing Krishna consciousness in a broad way to those who are not Vaishnavas and those who are not Brahmanas. So the idea is, his idea was, and Prabhupada continued that we give first initiation, you chant the holy name. The holy name is all you need, but if you become qualified, you can later take second initiation. You can engage in deity worship if you show Brahminical qualities. Brahman means sattva guna, you're in the mode of goodness. So first, we give first initiation. Chant the holy name 16 rounds a day. Elevate yourself to sattva guna. So we're hoping that all of you who aren't initiated someday, I'm not advertising myself, but someday you will also at least consider becoming more serious about Krishna consciousness and at least taking first initiation. That will be extremely beneficial for you. And those of you who become qualified, you can take second initiation because we will have beautiful deities here and we will need so many pujaris. And so hopefully Dustin is inspiring you to consider these things. So first initiation is, as Prabhupada said, give a chance. And second initiation, one is firmly situated in sattva guna. And then they're given second initiation. So first initiation, Harinam. And traditionally there was no Harinam Diksha. We call it first initiation Harinam. And so traditionally, when we give Harinam, as Srila Prabhupada did, we discuss the 10 offenses. There are 10 offenses given in the Padma Purana to avoid when chanting the holy name, or chanting any mantra. But specifically in the Padma Purana, these offenses are there for chanting the holy name. So, I want to say a little, before we describe the 10 offenses, I want to say a little something about the 10 offenses. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, when you chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, when you chant the holy name, you should try to avoid committing offenses. And so he defined chanting without offense, or what do we call namabhas, the clearing stage, as the effort to not commit offenses. Not that you're perfect, but you make the effort. So you avoid, but better stated, to avoid offense, he instructed, he was asked, what does it mean to avoid offense? He said, you make the effort to not commit the offenses. You might be making them, but you're making the effort not to. That's not considered an offense. Now, Giriraj Swami asked the question to Prabhupada. He said, Prabhupada, I'm not attentive when I chant. My mind wanders. And Prabhupada asked the question. He said, are you trying to control your mind? And Giriraj Swami said, yes, I'm trying. And then Prabhupada said, if you're trying, then it's not offensive. So what distinguishes offensive from the second stage, which is clearing, is that you're trying. You're making an effort. So we're going to recite the 10 offenses, then you're going to make an effort. Now, because this is Harinam Diksha, I wanted to say a little something about Harinam to inspire Dustin and inspire all of you. One time, Trivikram Swami was in Srila Prabhupada's room, and Prabhupada was busy, so he was waiting in the room to speak to Prabhupada. And while he was waiting, he was chanting his rounds. And so Prabhupada heard him chanting, and it sounded like he wasn't concentrating. So Prabhupada asked, are you concentrating when you chant? He said, yes, Prabhupada, I am. Prabhupada said, you should hear every word, because this chanting is the essence of our philosophy. Now I'm going to tell you an amazing story. Please don't fall out of your chair. It might make your head spin and heart twirl. So here Prabhupada says chanting is the essence of our philosophy. So one time Prabhupada asked one of his disciples, Hansaduta Prabhu, why are you reading my books? And Hansaduta said, to learn the philosophy. Prabhupada said, no. He said, you're reading my books to learn the essence, to chant Hare Krishna. And when you understand the essence, then you've understood my books. He said, you don't need my books. Not that we don't read Prabhupada's books, but Prabhupada was making a point. When you come to this point, Kirtaniya Sadahari, that you're always chanting, then you've understood the essence of Prabhupada's books. And that's the essence of the Hare Krishna movement. So, love of Krishna is contained within the holy name. Your relationship with Krishna is revealed through the holy name. There's no more powerful process. Lord Chaitanya's mercy comes through the holy name. This whole movement started with people off the street, moving in the temple, becoming purified by the holy name. There's nothing as powerful as this. So this is a very important ceremony. So we will discuss the 10 offenses. Who knows the first offense?
Blaspheme the Vaishnava.
Blaspheming the devotees who dedicated their lives to propagating the holy name of the Lord. So we get mercy from the Vaishnavas by serving them. Yes? And mercy of Vaishnavas, without that, we're nothing, we're finished. We can't advance without their mercy. Mercy, lava matras, sarvasanga, sarvasiddhi hoy. Without the mercy of the pure devotees and the other Vaishnavas, we cannot advance in Krishna consciousness. So flip that around. We need their mercy to advance. If we offend them, what happens? The opposite. So, we can be doing everything perfectly in Krishna consciousness. We offend Vaishnava, everything is finished. Now, I don't know if you're aware of this, but just to sober you up a little bit, I will tell you that when you offend another person, you receive their sinful reactions and you give them your pious credits. Did you know that? Well, now you know that. That's what transpires. Just on the material level, if we offend or criticize another, they're getting our piety and we're getting their sin. And the higher that person is we offend, the higher the Vaishnava, the more detrimental it is. So it's called the mad elephant offense. So, Trinadapi Sunichena, Pavarapi Suhishana. You have to be humble to chant. And humility is manifest in our humble service to the Vaishnavas. And today, this morning, we were reading about the dust of the lotus feet of the Vaishnavas. And we use this word dust. I want to be a particle of dust. And his name is Dust also, right? So we were looking at the dust. We're talking about dust today. Braj, the dust of Braj. But the dust of the feet of the devotee, this term is used, the dust of Krishna's lotus feet. What does that mean? I just want to be a particle of dust. It means I want to be humble servant. I don't want to be the boss, the Prabhu. I want to be the dust. So we approach the Vaishnavas like dust. I am nothing, you are great. And when we think we're great, at that point we make offenses. That's where offenses come from, right? Srila Bhaktisiddhanta said, offenses come because I'm proud, because I have not even a drop of humility. That is why I offend the Vaishnavas. He said, because I have no humility, I can't appreciate the lotus feet of Vaishnavas. So when we have humility, we appreciate the lotus feet, and we won't offend. And when we appreciate the Vaishnavas, we go up. When we offend, we go down. Yes? Second offense? No, that's the third.
To consider the names of the great demigods as the same as the name of Vishnu.
The demigods like Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma. Dustin has the good fortune of being born in the West where we weren't confused about demigods. So generally Westerners don't have problems equating demigods with Krishna. But what this says is, basically it's saying, Krishna's name is pure, it's transcendental. If you ask Lord Brahma for liberation, what will he say? I can't give it to you, even I'm mortal. Only Vishnu can give it, only Krishna can give it. So the position of Lord Shiva is almost like Krishna, but still he's in a different tattva. And Lord Brahma is Jiva tattva. So Krishna can give us liberation. Krishna, especially for us, by the mercy of Krishna and Krishna's devotees, we get bhakti. And that from other demigods we won't get. Of course, Lord Shiva can give us something. To think that chanting the name of Shiva and Brahma and Vishnu is the same, it's not. The third offense, she got it, to disobey the order of the spiritual master. It also to disrespect the order, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur says it's also, in some cases, people would think, my spiritual master, he's giving Harinam Diksha, so he only knows about Harinam, he doesn't know about anything else. So I won't listen to him. But we always respect our spiritual master. In Gaudiya Vaishnavism, one may have many Siksha Gurus, only one Diksha Guru. But the devotee will always think, even though I have many Siksha Gurus, everything's coming by the mercy of my Diksha Guru. So he'll always respect his spiritual master, always honor his instructions, keep them on his head. Okay? Fourth offense?
To blaspheme the Vedic literature.
Blaspheme the Vedic literature, any literature in pursuance of the Vedic literature. Because the Vedas deal with so many topics. So we understand Vedas are leading people gradually to Krishna. So we understand. In the Shiva Purana it says Shiva Supreme. But he's supreme in this material world. We understand who it's for. We understand the relative instructions, different Puranas in different modes of nature for different people. So we don't criticize. Fifth offense? What? That's 7. I'm testing you guys.
To consider the glories of the holy name to be imagination.
Yeah. Consider the glories of the holy name. You should all know this, because you're chanting, so you should know. Consider the glories of chanting to be imagination. That the holy name is like a circle. What does a circle do? It goes very high and it goes very low, right? So the holy name will go down to the lowest living entities, Jagai and Madhais, and it will go up to the highest position of Krishna consciousness. And if I tell you, you can experience, you can get love of Krishna in the mood or flavor of the gopis or residents of Vrindavan by chanting Hare Krishna, you might think that's imagination. That's not true, but it is. And the lowest person can get that. So the Shastra glorifies the holy name. And it's actually a fact that chanting can get you to the highest position of Krishna consciousness, the spiritual life. Srila Prabhupada said, if you chant 16 rounds and follow the 4 regular principles, you will go back to Godhead. So one of his disciples said, what else? Prabhupada said, 16 rounds, 4 regular principles. Prabhupada, isn't there anything else? Isn't there anything else? Prabhupada said, if you chant 16 rounds, follow the 4 regular principles, I promise I will take you back home, back to Godhead. So. Number 6. Let's get into the holy name like a fruitive activity, like I'll chant, and it'll be like any other karma conjic activity, which will increase my piety, and in my next life I'll achieve good karma. You know, the holy name is beyond; it's not material, and it's not meant for elevating one to a higher material position. That's an offense to the holy name. Holy name is transcendental; it's not part of this world. It is not aimed to elevate us materially, it is aimed to elevate us spiritually. So to equate it with something that only has material benefit is an offense, because it's pure, it's transcendental. Right? Karma kanda means you're creating good karma, and your next life will be better. Holy name means you're creating your eternal life with Krishna. So they think either I can do some yajna or chant Hare Krishna, it's the same, that's anything. This is pure. Namaschintamani Krishna's Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha. Pure transcendental. Shuddha. Purna. Nitya Mukta. It's liberated from matter. Karma kanda is within the modes of nature. Just you're going up. You get in goodness, you go up. Okay, number 7. Commit sin. On the strength of chanting Hare Krishna. Now, it is said that if you chant one holy name, all sinful reactions are removed. Did you know that? By one Hare Krishna, all sins are gone. Finished. Then you might think, well, that's good. Let's go out and play the slots tonight. I know that's considered sinful, but when we finish, one Hare Krishna is all wiped out. Samasya name. No problem. Right? So this offense means not that I slip accidentally and commit some sin by accident unintentionally, but I intentionally commit sin with the thought that I can chant the holy name and it will remove that sin. You find that in Christianity, that they will tell you, if you commit sin, you confess it, Jesus will forgive you, which is true. The Prabhupada said, once, twice, 3 times, don't take advantage. So that religion is based on 1, twice, 3. Your whole life you commit sin. Actually, it's based on the fact that you can't be pure. So you always will commit sin, so you'll always have to ask for forgiveness. But Prabhupada has given us these 4 rules and regulations. He said, these are the simple activities. So don't commit these. But if you actually accidentally commit them, you'll be purified by the process of bhakti. That's how you become purified. You don't have to do any other atonement. But if you think I can commit these on a regular basis and I'll just chant and be purified, then what the Shastra says, that's worse than the sin you've committed. In other words, don't intentionally commit a sin and chant to become freed from it. A devotee thinks, any sin I've committed, Krishna let me suffer for it. You know that? He doesn't think Krishna relieve me of it. He said, I've committed a sin, let me suffer from it. But to commit a sin and think, I'll chant, Krishna remove it, that's worse than the sin you've committed. Does that make sense? Prabhupada said in one lecture he was giving a Vyas Puja to his spiritual master, he said, let me suffer for all the sins I've committed for countless births, but may I always remain as a servant of my Guru. So that's the attitude of a devotee. I've committed sin, I'll suffer. Krishna, you're so kind, you reduce my suffering, but I deserve suffering. So that's the attitude. So not to, but because we need to become free from sin to become purified, to render pure devotional service, the holy name does that. It does free us from sin, because without sin, without freedom from sin, you can't purify yourself and go back to Krishna, engage properly in devotional service, right? That's stated in 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Those who are free from sin, then they can take to the path of bhakti. Sinful people can't. So you have to become free. Yes? Okay. So we're up to what? Number 8? What's number 8? Give some interpretation. It's very much like the imagination. The holy name is pure, it's Krishna. To give any other understanding, that would be offensive. This is Krishna, it's non-different from Krishna. Krishna is present in his name. How can Krishna be present in his name? You might doubt it. Where God is present, what else is present? His form, his pastimes, and his associates.